5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision's The Week That Was, covering the news and events for the week ending Friday, November 1st, 2019. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Some Troy University students enjoyed a colorful evening while taking a stroll through campus last Thursday as a way to help in the fight against breast cancer. Shaaz Peerani has the story.
And those words were, "You have breast cancer."
And those 4 words are what brought Troy students together to walk in Fight for Cancer at the 2nd annual Troy Relay for Life Breast Cancer Walk.
We mainly just had people walk around campus, people who were on campus, they could come out as individuals. We also had groups like fraternities, sororities come out. It was a lot of fun. We had people like our committee threw paint on, we had 3 different colors that they could throw on them and just walk around, have fun, listen to music.
Students from all sorts of organizations were in attendance, and one student says how important it is for them to be advocates of these sorts of issues.
Oh, it's crucial. It's not even just important, it's crucial because we all need to be advocating for issues and just uplifting what others are going through, you know, not just think about ourselves, but think about others, and that's what this event displays.
It's very important because not just that it's like helping out with breast cancer and like raising money for just helping out with like the cancer that we need to help out, but it's also helping people like come together and like do something together that's on campus that is doing something for a cause, which is really good, and we need something like that on campus.
And tonight concluded what would be the first part of the Relay for Life of this year. The second part will take place in April, which will be for all types of cancers, but the main goal stays the same throughout the year. Come together to fight cancer. Shaaz Peerani, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Emancipation Proclamation is an important document in American history as it started the end of slavery in the United States. Wednesday morning, the Troy community had the chance to learn more about the importance of the famous proclamation. Aaron Dixon has the story.
The Emancipation Proclamation was a presidential proclamation and executive order signed by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863. And on Wednesday, students gathered in the library to learn more about that document.
It's one of the key documents that transitions this country from a period of hierarchical social and political and economic systems into one that has a greater appreciation of democracy and the inherent equality that all people have.
Even though the document is written over 150 years ago, there are still things that can be learned from this proclamation.
Slaves demonstrated that the rights and the obligations of citizenship are crucial to being an American.
Carlson was able to discuss all that went into the making of the Emancipation Proclamation and that it went through more than just the president.
There are some incremental steps that Lincoln makes towards granting the rights of citizenship through the justifications for the Emancipation Proclamation. Of course, those have to be bolstered by the 14th and 15th Amendment.
Carlson also discussed that the Emancipation Proclamation is still affecting people in today's world.
The extent to which people are willing to go to gain citizenship is something that I think has a lot of meaning, particularly in the ongoing debates over immigration. They were willing to fight, run, possibly even be killed in order to gain the rights of citizenship.
The next Remnant Trust lecture will take place next Tuesday, and the lecturer will be Rabbi Scott Craner as he talks about the Torah.
Halloween was Thursday, but that didn't stop a pair of groups from trying to put an early scare into some Troy residents Friday night by turning one of Troy's academic buildings into a house of horrors. Stuart Bradley gives us a look.
Friday night, Troy for Troops turned MacArthur Hall into a haunted house for zombie Troypocalypse. A 3-floor journey through haunted hallways, homages to horror films, and a trip through the zombie apocalypse.
So basically, we try to put on a little event every fall semester, and we always like to do something for Halloween. I'm not much of a scare kind of guy, but we know how popular it is, especially with college students, so that's what we're trying to put on, just have the community come out and have a good time, but also scare a few people.
The first floor featured the Hall of Horrors, where participants traversed the dark hallway as someone was waiting to jump out and scare them at every corner.
Going upstairs, participants had to solve a puzzle based on the iconic movie It in order to escape, and then finally, they entered the basement.
The zombie room or zombie area is going to be, we're going to give the customers Nerf guns, and there's going to be zombies down there where they basically walk around, and whenever you shoot them, it slows them down, and you have to get to the very end to make it out, as well as how you have to find a cure.
And while a run-through of the haunted house was filled with a lot of screams, the overall reaction varied from person to person.
Funny. It wasn't scary to me at all. On a scale of 1 to 10, the scariness was 0. It was funny.
It was great. It was scary. My favorite part was the shooting them with the Nerf gun.
I'm gonna be having nightmares tonight. Reporting from a haunted house, Stuart Bradley, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And that wasn't the only group scaring students this week, as Freshman Forum got in the action as well. Sam Granville has the thrills and chills from the haunted maze.
It's spooky season at Troy University, and in preparation for Halloween, the Freshman Forum put on its first ever haunted maze on Tuesday night. And while the haunted maze took place at the Trojan Center Ballroom, this location was not the originally intended spot.
It was originally supposed to be at Camp Butter and Egg, but because of weather and different things, we had to move it to the TC Ballrooms. But it's basically just a super fun event that we're hoping to get a lot of people out for. We just want to give Troy students like a haunted house experience without having to drive 40, 50 minutes. We're hoping to give people a really good spook.
And a spook is what they got. The Freshman Forum had a great turnout as students lined up in preparation to be terrified for the maze. At completion, I met with some students who shared what they enjoyed or what terrified them most.
Favorite part was probably going through with my friends because one of them was really scared, but my favorite character was the guy in the wheelchair, for sure.
The zombies, because they were the only ones that actually came in force. You know, one person, but you see a pack of zombies coming towards you?
The crawling, it terrifies me. I hate crawling. They just crawl at you, and my friends, poor friends, I put all my body weight on them and they almost fell, but it's okay.
While Freshman Forum's delegates and the NAACP put on the event, the students are the ones who really took lead in its production.
This was their idea. They came to us with the idea about a month and a half ago, and they said, hey, we want to do a haunted maze. And we said, hey, let's run with it.
The haunted maze ended up being a big hit for the Freshman Forum, and against my better judgment, I attempted a walkthrough myself.
I'm in the haunted maze. I'm not sure where I am or where I'm going. I think I'm lost. Oh no, here they come.
Reporting from somewhere inside the maze, Sam Granville, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And we can report that Sam made it out just fine. Well, on Halloween, you can see plenty of houses decked out in spooky decorations. However, what happens when you don't have a house? You have a dorm room. Well, you decorate the door. Krista Justice introduces us to one student who went all out for the holiday.
Halloween is only 2 days away, and to help bring about the spooks and scares, one residence hall on campus gave their students an opportunity to showcase their love for the holiday with a door decorating contest. Demetria Washington lives in Rushing Hall and says she loves all things Halloween, so she took the contest and ran with it, drawing attention with her creepy and lifelike decorations.
When I saw her in Spirit Halloween in Mobile, I was like, I got to have her. So I then thought of like a scenario scene to go along with how she looked. Up here it says asylum. So when I saw her, I was like, she looks kind of crazy. So I was going for more of a like institutional kind of thing.
When residents of Rushing Hall walk down Demetria's hallway, they might be concerned about the woman crouching outside her door. However, if they choose to investigate farther and step on the Step Here pad, they're in for a spooky surprise.
I wasn't trying to like make people feel uncomfortable, but like it happened. So every night people walk through here and they press the button and I hear them scream. I'm like, oh dang, I didn't even do it like that. But at the same time, it's all fun and all games.
A video of the door was posted on Facebook and was viewed by people all over the state.
I honestly wasn't going for the viral thing, but when it happened to happen and I saw it on Twitter and Snapchat and like other like places, I'm like, oh well, I mean, it just happened.
Demetria's love for crafting is what inspired her to compete in the contest, and she believes if you have a passion, you should continue to pursue it.
I just feel like you keep pushing and pushing, and even though you might not get 1,000 views or 5,000 views, still post because somebody's watching.
Demetria plans on keeping her door decorations up until around November the 2nd and welcomes anyone on campus who would like to see her creation to come by. In Rushing Hall, Carissa Justice, Troy, TrojanVision News.
While Halloween is traditionally a time for children to get some treats, many Troy University student groups use the day to give some students treats as a way to fundraise for some of their organizations. Allison, Polk talked to some of the groups about their Halloween plans.
Halloween is a national holiday celebrated by many. It is the time of year to have fun, dress up, and eat tons of candy. On Thursday afternoon, many organizations on campus took advantage of the popular holiday and set up tables in the Trojan Center to promote different causes.
We are having a bake sale for a fundraiser. We are a mentoring club for girls in grades 6 through 12, and we try to make everything free for our mentees. So we raise money by doing things such as bake sales.
We're passing out candy to all the Troy students in celebration of Halloween.
Because Halloween is the best time of year to get candy, these organizations decided to serve more treats than tricks this Halloween season.
Well, normally everyone trick-or-treats on Halloween, and since we're college students, don't really live in neighborhoods anymore, it's kind of hard to get candy on Halloween, so this is kind of our way to do that anyway.
Halloween, everybody likes sweets, everybody likes candy, so we brought cupcakes and, just to bring that vibe of here's your treat for Halloween.
There are many things to love about Halloween, but when asked what their favorite part of Halloween is, they said,
it's sugar and creativity.
Watching Halloween Town.
Allison, Polk, Troy, TrojanVision News. Happy Halloween.
Campus was obviously bustling with Halloween spirit, and while college students are traditionally considered too old to go house to house, they can still have some Halloween fun. Aaron Dixon hit the campus to get Troy student opinion on the holiday.
The wind is whistling, the leaves are falling, and the candy jars are full, which can only mean one thing. It's Halloween, and Thursday morning I was able to ask people about their favorite Halloween memories.
My favorite Halloween memory is taking my little niece Kylie trick-or-treating.
My favorite Halloween memory is probably 2010. I went trick-or-treating with my big brother, about 6 years older than me. We went to this big neighborhood. It was just chilling, a whole bunch of girls and stuff like that.
My favorite Halloween memory would just have to be walking around with friends, going up to houses and getting candy. Just no specific memory, but just being out at night with my friends. So it was a good time.
The spookiest time of the year is finally coming to an end, but before it can end, there's one more night, and it's the most important night, and that's Halloween, where people can fill their stomachs with candy, but also bring out their best costumes.
This year I'm just going to be a Ronald Acuna Jr.
Tonight at work I'm going to be a strawberry and my friend is going to be a pineapple, but last weekend I was an angel, so I wear many hats.
Tonight I'll be dressing up as the greatest college football player of all time, Deshaun Watson.
People have what they're dressing up this year, but everyone has had that favorite Halloween costume.
Definitely Batman.
I was Goku one year for Dragon Ball Z.
Hannah Montana in 2nd grade, so I got to be blonde for a night, which has always been a dream of mine.
In 1st grade, I wore a clown outfit.
And they also have their least favorite costume.
Probably a hot dog.
One year, my mom made our whole family dress up as the cast of The Wizard of Oz, and I thought I was going to be Dorothy because I had the curly brown hair, but I was the lion.
Candy is a staple to Halloween, and when people are trick-or-treating, they're specifically looking for their favorite kind of candy.
Either Snickers or candy corn.
I don't know, I like a lot of candy. Reese's, Payday, Snickers, Skittles.
I like Kit Kats.
Probably Reese's.
After Thursday, the candy jars were replaced by turkeys, and the Halloween costumes are replaced by Black Friday deals. Aaron Dixon, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break, but when we return, we'll meet a pair of Troy alums that are giving back to their alma mater in the classroom. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please. No, we're having dinner soon. Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Troy's Hall School of Journalism has welcomed a new member to its faculty this semester that may seem familiar to local TV viewers. Stephanie East spent 14 years anchoring for Alabama News Network in Montgomery and is now using her experience to help teach college journalists. Destiny Haynes has the story.
Stephanie East is a new professor here at Troy, but she is no stranger to Troy University.
It's completely different, but I absolutely love it. I was a student here 20 years ago, and Troy University and TrojanVision taught me everything I needed to know to be a reporter and to be a news anchor.
Since Stephanie East is a new professor, a lot of students may not have met her, but I was able to learn some interesting facts about her.
So I used to spend every summer in Alaska. My dad lived in Alaska, and so I would spend the school year in Alabama, and then every summer I would go to Alaska and spend the summers with him, where I was a girly girl here in Alabama with my mom, and in Alaska with my dad, I was a tomboy. I would fish and hunt.
East talks about her first story and stand-up for TrojanVision News.
My very first story at TrojanVision was the renovations at Shackelford Hall. It was going to be the first dorm on campus that was going to have the internet in every room, and that was a big deal back then. That was my very first story, and my very first stand-up was actually shot by Aaron Taylor, who is the head of TrojanVision now. We were in school together, and we did a story at Lockheed Martin about a new missile that was being debuted, and that was so much fun. So, fun fact is that Aaron Taylor actually shot my very first stand-up ever.
Stephanie East once walked these halls as a broadcast journalism student. Now she teaches classes in this same building. East gives advice for student journalists at Troy University.
I would tell future reporters to learn how to do everything. That's one great thing about TrojanVision is that you do learn how to run the cameras and run the teleprompter and do all aspects of the news business.
Destiny Haynes, Troy TrojanVision News.
If you're a follower of Troy University's social media, then you're probably familiar with some of the work of Jonathan Sellers. The Hall School of Journalism graduate handles a lot of the social media duties for the university, as well as doing some teaching in the Hall School. Sam Granville has the story.
Many students at Troy University graduate and stay connected with the school they love, but for this Troy alum, he now is more connected with the university than ever before.
I am now the social media manager here, which means I run all the social media platforms for the university, the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest page, all the different platforms that we are using on social media.
Troy has a special place in Sellers' heart. He met his wife and started his family here, and while he loves his current position, he says he originally came to Troy in pursuit of a different path.
I came to Troy in 2003 when I graduated high school. I toured here and fell in love with the place. I knew about the broadcast program, and it's something that I'd always wanted to do was be a sports broadcaster and work for ESPN one day. It didn't work out that way, but and also getting the chance to walk on the baseball team was another opportunity I had that helped bring me here to Troy.
And while his time here as a broadcast student at Troy began here in the Hall School of Journalism and Communication, he now returns to the Hall School with a slightly different position.
I teach sports broadcasting and sports reporting. Since I had a little bit of background in the broadcasting field, Dr. Spurlock asked me if I could do that and help out. And really being able to give back to the kids in the Hall School of Journalism has been awesome for me. To be able to teach something that I enjoy doing and enjoy seeing the passion in others, it's been really fun.
Trojan Cardinal has flown in his blood for years, but with two newer members to his crew, he believes they will eventually follow in his footsteps.
I think the future Trojans, we got a cheerleader and a baseball player down the line, so I think my kids love going to all the games and everything.
Sam Granville, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Intramural sports provide students a way to get outside and get moving. Aaron Dixon spoke with some Troy students about the opportunities intramural football provides.
When students come to college, they are constantly busy with class, and then in the evening, they are busy with homework. One thing that can give students a moment away from school and from schoolwork is intramurals.
I chose to do intramural sports to get a chance to play the sports I played in high school and a chance to stay competitive.
I chose to play intramurals because I want to stay fit, stay active. You know, it's a lifestyle, and it's important that everyone gets involved.
Students on Troy's campus love to play intramural sports, and they love it to stay active, but they also enjoy the competition.
The Team 1 sports competition level is very good. We've got some great athletes all around the fraternity row, so it's great to come out and play.
So with football, it's the most competitive sport out there, or it's one of them. And my organization is really big on it, so it's times like this where we get to come out here and get a win.
Intramurals last all year long, and there are several opportunities to build a team and compete against fellow students. It also gives students the ability to relive the glory days from high school.
Almost the same feel. You have a crowd on the sidelines and you're getting after it.
Intramurals also give students a way to be active outside of the classroom and avoid the freshman 15, which Leonard said will help people beyond their college days.
I mean, it's an easy way to have fun, meet people, and also you're staying active, which is going to help us out in the long run. So.
If you are interested in playing an intramural sport, you can see all of your team deadlines and game times through your Trojan email. Aaron Dixon, Troy, TrojanVision News.
When most people hear the term martial arts, they think about hand-to-hand combat, but not all martial arts are the same. As some Troy University students learned, it can also be about peace. Hannah Littleton has the story.
What is Tai Chi? Well, a group of students gathered at the Confucius Institute at Troy on Thursday to learn just that. Jing He, a diversity scholar, showed a presentation on the background of the Chinese martial art just before taking the class off to give it a try.
I bring the student out to practice Tai Chi with me and to truly to experience it themselves.
Tai Chi is based around the philosophy of yin and yang. In addition to self-defense, it also provides its participants with health benefits and meditative qualities. Watch as one Tai Chi instructor demonstrates the hand gesture, representing peace. The Chinese club offers a 10-week program called Tea Talks, where anyone interested can learn more about the wide array of Chinese culture. During the 10 weeks, students are exposed to traditional forms of Chinese calligraphy, chess, shadow puppets, and more.
It's free and open to public. If they have time, they can just join us. It's open to everyone. We just want to let our cultures to learn to others.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll hear from new men's basketball coach Scott Cross. That's coming up right after this, so stay tuned.
At Troy University, we offer military students more than just flexibility and convenience. We offer top-ranked programs that are an investment in your future. And like the military, you'll be part of something. A powerful network of more than 158,000 alumni worldwide. And we will be with you all the way. Proudly serving our military since 1950. Trojan Warriors, one and all.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
The Scott Cross era of Trojan basketball starts next week, and we'll get a preview of the season from Cross in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me today is Scott Cross, head coach of the men's basketball program here at Troy University. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And obviously, everyone is excited. The start of the Scott Cross era is just around the corner, and I know you've got to be excited about the start of the season as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's less than a week away, and yeah, our guys have been working extremely hard every single morning at 6:30 in the morning, and You know, we've had 20-plus practices. We've had defensive boot camp all summer long. So we're ready to play somebody else and have it count for real.
Well, let's talk about the transition, especially for you, moving into a new program and getting things started. Just where are you right now in making sure that you've got the program where you want it to be?
I think the first thing we wanted to do was kind of establish our culture, which was one of toughness, competitiveness, being selfless, communicating, taking ownership, and I think we've established that. This group is really, really tough. They've shown signs of competitiveness. I think we're a pretty close group, very unselfish basketball team right now. So I think from a core value, who we are, I think we're pretty close to where we want to be.
And you weren't completely unfamiliar with Troy as a program with your past experience. So you kind of knew what you were getting into over here. So has the Troy environment been what you were expecting it to be, and any surprises there?
I don't know that there's any surprises. I mean, when we played here, I saw Trojan Arena and knew how nice it was, and you know, jogged up and down George Wallace and loved the area, and it's a beautiful place. I think probably the biggest, not necessarily surprise, but positive thing is just how the community, the supporters have kind of embraced Troy athletics in general. You can go into any restaurant, somebody's wearing the Power Tee. It's exciting to see that. I think you win basketball games. I really believe the community, the students will come out and support us, and so I'm fired up about that opportunity to get it started and win some basketball games.
And you mentioned there briefly about the boot camp, and I know this is something I was following on social media and seeing the daily updates, and this looked like just a fun, I know it was a strenuous experience for the players and maybe the coaches, but talk about that experience, especially since we got to follow along, including the big day where they were pushing a truck at the end of it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where we build our toughness component and competitiveness, probably, and even a little selflessness. But we started at 5:56 in the morning, so they had to be there ready to go. We took them to the gym that's up the hill, the older PE building, and we didn't want to be in the nice, beautiful new facility. We wanted someplace that kind of had an old school feel to it, and so it's 2-on-2 defensive work for an hour on paper. Well, that ends up being an hour and a half because if they don't do it right, we start them over, and it's an hour and a half without a basketball. And then in the afternoon, we have a team challenge with the guys, which you saw, you mentioned the truck push. So we'll have 3 guys pushing a truck with the rest of the team sitting in the bed of the truck, and just creates a great atmosphere, gets the guys fired up. It is their hardest week of the year, but it also is probably the one that they'll appreciate the most. And like one of our guys, Davia Thomas, we give him a boot camp shirt at the end of the week, and he has his pinned up on the wall because he's that proud of it.
No, and let's talk about, that looks like something that's just like a team building exercise. And once again, that's one of those, when you come in as a coach, you've got to build that culture and build that team culture, and it looks like that's something that helps bring that together.
It does, because the teams aren't always fair. Like on some of the teams, they have 4 guys pushing the truck. On some of the other teams, there are only 3 guys, so that's life. Basketball games aren't going to be fair. Life's not going to be fair, but you still got to find a way to compete and win, and that has to be our mentality on the basketball court. We're not always going to be the favorite. Probably in very few games are we going to be the favorite, but we still have to find a way to win and become victorious.
And let's talk about the schedule, because obviously for Trojan basketball fans, excited to see your team hit the court for the first time. But the first one, a little bit of a doozy. You've got a big one coming in for the debut of the team here, and that's getting an in-state team here in Trojan Arena.
Yep, UAB. I mean, that's a huge rivalry. Great way to get it started, because you win that game, you take care of it. I would think we're going to have an unbelievable crowd. I'm hoping that it's a sellout or close to sellout. I think we can get pretty close. And then hopefully we play the way that I know this team's capable of. People want to come back and support us and just kind of make it a snowball and just grow this thing and keep it growing. And I think the fans will really be able to relate to our guys. We're a blue-collar basketball team, going to play hard, going to do all the little things, not going to be flashy and all that, but we're going to be a tough, hard-nosed basketball team that's going to fly around defensively and create a lot of turnovers.
And get an opportunity for some folks to see some hard-nosed basketball in Trojan Arena in the Scott Cross era, and I'm looking forward to myself, and I know you're definitely looking forward to the start of the season. I want to thank you for joining me here to give us a little preview of what we can expect, and good luck on the season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's the week that was. To find out what's happening on a daily basis, you can tune into TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday. Until next week, have a good week.